kayong energy ah. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for waiting. We can start with the questions now. I suppose, sino po bang mauna? Sino gusto mauna?
Comment lang ni Attorney Capuna na yung sa scam na pinatanggal niya sa pina-strike out.
Oh, I just don't think it was proper to do that, especially at this point, no? Na ang witness naman na pinag-uusapan natin ay AOM pa lang. To call it a scam is really a mischaracterization, and that's why I think the presiding officer also saw where I was coming from. But I say that with all respect to Attorney Kapunan. I also know what she was trying to do, and as a lawyer, normal din naman yun. So I say that with all due respect. And as I always say, at nilapitan ko rin naman siya after, I thank Attorney Kapunan for her patience rin naman, diba? Because she's been in practice for 48 years, and syempre po, no, tayo bilang mas batang abogado, dapat magbigay respeto rin naman.
Sir, same question every...
Pero attorney, sabi lang ni Attorney Kapunan, pinaliwanag lang niya nang ini-scam daw kasi ay ang bayan natin, kaya sinabi niya na rin. Ano niya sinabi?
Well, yun po kasi dapat ay pinapatunayan through the witnesses at hindi po ng mga abogado.
Sir, same question po every after cross. Kamusta po yung performance and nakuha pa ninyo yung targets dito for this day?
Well, sa akin, mahirap magsalita kasi parang tinataas ko yung sarili kong bangko dahil ako yung nag-cross, no? But I was happy with the way cross went. I really wanted cross to be fast, no? Kasi we've been at this witness for 2 days now. In fact, magkaka-third day pa tomorrow for the interpellation of the Honorable Senator Judges. So, to be very frank with you, ayoko na talagang patagalin. I just focus on the points that I wanted to highlight at nilabas naman natin yon. No? Now, as to whether it was effective or not, again, ayokong magsalita dahil magbubuhat ako sa sarili kong bangko. We will just leave that to the appreciation of the Senator Judges. No?
At isa sa mga pinunto niyo, sir, yung 11 days na pagka...
Yes. At factually, umamin naman yung witness na hindi naman nila naging finding yon.
Attorney, you started your cross-examination by highlighting the legal basis of the confidential funds. Bakit po importante na hinighlight na approve po yun ng OP and nasa ga-approve?
Well, that was a preliminary question lang. I just really wanted to establish kung ano yung naging source ng confidential funds ng OVP. Dahil for example, noong 2022, aminado naman tayo na wala po yun sa General Appropriations Act. At gusto ko lang ma-highlight na legitimate naman yung pagbigay, no, ng confidential funds sa OVP at sa DepEd for 2023 naman. So yun lang naman po yung point nun. It was really a preliminary question just to establish, no, yung pinanggalingan ng mga pondong pinag-uusapan natin ngayon para na rin sa kaalaman ng publiko.
Sir, what point were you trying to get at when you mentioned the September 14, 2023 issuance of the AOM came a few days after a budget hearing? In your words, kung saan may legislators that asked for about.
Well, sa akin, I just wanted to, Ms. Katrina, I just wanted to bring those facts out. Now, whether or not the interconnected is something I will leave to the public and to the appreciation of the Senator Judges.
Attorney, na-mention din yung buy now, pay later kanina, though it wasn't discussed. Pero ito po ba yung explanation why some acknowledgement receipts are dated 2023 instead of 2020?
Hindi po. Iba po yung naging explanation doon. Hindi ko pa lang masabi ngayon, hintayin nyo na lang bukas because that, hindi ko matanong . Actually, I was prepared to ask questions on yung mga 2023 but nalimit ako dahil nakapagsabi kasi yung ating testigo, si Attorney Wamil, na he was only in ICFAO from September 2014 to February 2024. Yung notice of suspension, nasagot kasi yun later pa than his time. So hindi ko masagot. So without preempting kung ano yung naging sagot ng OVP doon, baka kasi bukas mailabas yun, no? Especially sa cross siguro ng defense.
Attorney, you also mentioned yung CIF noong 2014. I think that was the time of BPP, right?
Opo.
Is it important for you to discuss it?
Actually, I have to apologize if I offended anyone from BP Binay's camp. I didn't want to drag his name into this. In fact, if you notice kanina, pinipilit kong hindi sabihin talaga kung sino yung Vice President. Sinabi ko lang na may pondo sa OVP noong 2014 because kahapon nabanggit na dalawa kasi yung tanong. Ang tanong is, nung nag-audit ka, sinong Vice President lang nang na-audit mo sa ICFAO? At ang sagot ay si VP Sara Duterte. Pero yung pangalawang tanong, bakit? Ang sagot kasi ng ating testigo is because during my tenure or time in ICFAO, siya lang naman yung Vice President na may ganung appropriation. So I wanted to clarify on the second point because as you know, sa SOCMED kahapon, ang dami ko nang nakita na parang pinapalabas si VP Sara lang ang first ever Vice President na nagkaroon ng confidential funds. And that's why yesterday, di ba, hindi ko pa masagot kasi I was gonna use that sa cross today. Pero yesterday, sabi ko sa inyo, mafa-fact check nyo naman kung ilang vice presidents ang nagkaroon ng confidential funds para lang patas tayo, para lang hindi naman yung nasa sentro lang na lumalabas misleading news na si VP lang in our history ang nagkaroon ng confidential funds as a vice president.
And sir, parang kanina, natanong pa nga sa inyo ni Wangil kung liquidate ba yan. Sabi mo pa nga, kayo dapat na nakakaalam.
Because sila ang, 'di ba? Sila ang ICFAO and kung may confidential funds, dapat naman talaga nagsusumite ng liquidation report sa COA ICFAO.
So hindi niya na-liquidate yun, hindi nila yung nasuri kahit na nandun siya ng time na yun.
Hindi ko na finalo up kasi kung nagsabi naman kasi siya kahapon na hindi siya yung nag-audit, so hindi ko kasi masabi baka may ibang nag-audit, 'di ba? So again, ayoko rin naman siguro siraan yung ICFAO in terms of those things because lahat naman yun nagtatrabaho lang. So sa atin, nung tinanong niya yung liquidation, binalik ko lang sa kanya yung tanong. But again, the only point I wanted to make there, because I wanted naman to protect the rights of my client, especially rights against yung itong mga misleading information na siya lang yung vice president na nagkaroon ng confidential funds. I think that's unfair, no? So, yun lang naman yung punto ko. Without saying na mali na magkaroon ng confidential funds ang vice president, di ba? I'm sure yung mga previous vice president may confidential funds, nakita rin nila yung talagang layunin kung bakit kailangan nila yon.
Sir, na-mention nyo rin kanina sa cross-examination nyo po yung COA Circular 92-385. Bakit po importante na gamitin ang defense yun vis-a-vis doon sa Joint Serial Memorandum 2015?
Because dito sa Joint Circular 2015, kung susuriin nyo, wala kasing nakasulat doon sa yung mismong nature ng confidential funds. Diretso lang siya so kung paano mo siya gagamitin, ano yung mga guidelines, etc. So, nung hinahanap ko kung paano ba mas maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin ng confidential funds at bakit ba kailangan nito. Yung 92-385 kasi yung may mga whereas clauses kung saan nakalatag, kung para saan ang confidential funds at kung bakit iba ang pag-audit sa confidential funds compared to regular funds. Yun lang naman po.
So you maintain na hindi pa superseded yung mga warehouses na yun?
Hindi, kasi yung warehouses na yun is not naman inconsistent with the guidelines under 2015 But again, baka kasi masubjudice ako. Yung kung tama yung punto ko o hindi, that will be up to the presiding officer and the impeachment court. But syempre, kaya ko in-emphasize lang na inconsistent yung operative word doon sa repealing clause. So ibig sabihin, kung hindi naman inconsistent, it still applies to this very day.
So it would also help, attorney, dun sa paggamit ng mga aliases sa mga talisman receipts?
Yung aliases or kung meron mang aliases, wala pa kasi po tayo doon. Will it help or not? Tingnan natin. Kasi yung aliases, hindi yan sa COA Kasi like I said, doon sa acknowledgement receipts, wala naman kasing any finding doon sa acknowledgement receipts aside from the discrepancies.
So, attorney, naninindigan ng defense na matibay na basis yung 92-385?
Hindi naman po matibal na basis. Ginamit lang po natin yun para lang maintindihan ng taong bayan kung bakit may confidential funds. Kasi nandun sa whereas clauses yung reason nila. But as to basis, it was really, actually it was an parang initiatory on my part na nagkukwento kasi ako sa cross-examination, di ba? So, para makwento ko ang paano gastusin ng confidential funds, sinimulan ko lang sa kwento na kung ano ba talaga ang purpose at reason bakit meron tayong confidential funds at kung bakit minsan kailangan ng resibo sa iba pero bakit sa confidential funds, documentary evidence of payment lang ang tawag.
Pero sinasabi ni Attorney Capunan, sir, na nasupersede na ng Joint Circular 2015 yung sinasabi niya.
That's her position, and I, as a fellow lawyer and someone even younger than her, obviously in terms of practice, no. Although she's sa akin naman naging maganda naman yung naging exchange namin kanina. That's her position and I will respect that position. I had my own position when I said na the operative word here is inconsistent, but again, that's for the appreciation of the impeachment court.
Kailan mapafinalize, sir, kailan magkakaroon ng conclusive definition whether na-supersede na ng 2015 JS?
I think hindi na magkakaroon ng ganun. I think it's more of the appreciation na lang ng mga senator judges kung applicable pa ba yun o hindi na. Pero hindi naman kasi yung mga guidelines ng 92385 ang pinabasa ko o ni-reference ko. It's just the whereas clauses. Yung kwento lang kumbaga.
Sir, kanina, muntik na sagutin nga nung witness yung tanong nyo na kahit 5 walang nakuha, hindi nakinabang si Vice President. Although,
Pero nag-object.
nag-object nga. So, anong pinupoint out yun dun sa tanong na yun?
Yun lang, kung ano lang din yung tanong ko, na preliminary lang kasi lahat na to, at kung babasahin yung findings niya, at eto, factual lang to kasi nasabi lang naman ng witness to, na compliance or non-compliance lang naman yung tinitingnan nila pagdating sa audit.
Sir, konti lang. Your reaction lang to the statement of Attorney Capunan na the Vice President is presumed to have used the monies for personal gain because of the OEMs and sa NS.
Of course, we objected to that, no? And again, I'm sorry, Joseph, I cannot give you a straight answer again, but I really feel bad about doing that. But that will be up to the appreciation of the court. In fact, if you notice, the presiding officer rephrased the question para lang mas klaro. So, tingnan na lang natin kung anong appreciation ng court dyan sa provision na yan. Because that provision naman exists, binasa naman yun. But ang provision kasi is failure to liquidate. So, yun yung pagtatalunan natin. Kung meron bang nasumiting liquidation o wala. Diba?
Just based on the testimonies in the cross, what's your position?
I have always maintained my position that there is no misuse. There is no misappropriation. Walang napunta na divert sa Vice Presidente. But we will not be able to prove all that. They will not be able to prove all that with just one COA witness. So I'm sure marami pa po tayong pagdadaanan. But those are our contrasting views, diba? And then tingnan na lang natin kung ano yung mas mananaig during the course of the trial and after the trial, of course, for the senator judges.
Describe your exchange with Attorney Capunan, technicalities aside, and how would you also describe the leeway that the court afforded to her?
I think the court was fair because whatever leeway was accorded to her, I would like to say was also accorded to the defense. And wala po akong masasabing naging masama sa or wala akong ma-objectan or na kahit anong ruling because kahit naman sa regular court, sometimes things don't go your way. As you saw, maraming times na even if I thought the question was objectionable, hinayaan ko na lang din because I don't think it was worth, no? Like I always told you before, I try not to be petty. And I think Attorney Capunan herself was also the same with me. Na I believe there were questions that I asked that might have been objectionable, pero I think hinayaan na rin niya because yun nga, no? All we want naman is kung ano lang yung mga important points, yun yung lumabas. So, as far as your question, Ms. Katrina, on the court, I think it's my opinion that the court has been fair. They've been trying to extend liberality and that applies to both parties.
Sir, yung ni Attorney Sheila, yung ino-oppose na yung marking itong supposed affidavit ni Las Cañas. So, dito, sir? Anong magiging, kumbaga, bakit nyo ino-oppose?
Well, because nabanggit na po ni Attorney Vinluan noong kanyang cross-examination na yung affidavit is not notarized. So sa atin, hindi siya affidavit. And then, we're not even sure if it was signed. So, nasabi nga ni Attorney Mark Vinluan na yun ay mere scrap of paper. But tingnan natin kasi nag-rule na rin naman yung presiding officer that he will push through with the marking, 'di ba? Subject to any objections that we can make later on. So, ano lang naman tayo pag ganyan, alam nyo, we always advocate for something, both the prosecution, the defense, but at the end of the day, kung anong sabihin ng presiding officer or ng impeachment court, kailangan galangin talaga natin.
Attorney, yung sa judicial notice, ano kaya magiging stand yun doon?
May idea na ako, pero hintayin nyo na lang siguro bukas. Ayokong pangunahan. Total, bukas na rin naman yun. I think, nabanggit yata ng presiding officer that we will settle that issue before the day ends tomorrow. So, I don't think it will be a very, long parang exchange, no? So, tingnan na lang natin tomorrow. But I don't think it will go to the extent of an oral argument pa, hopefully.
I apologize.
Eh, go ahead.
For our public lang po, can you explain ano po ba yung judicial notice para sa at ano po bang
in a way, mapapabilis din po talaga yung yung proceedings. Pero tingnan lang natin kung ano yung sasabihin. I think it is something we will still discuss tonight amongst ourselves, the team, and then tomorrow you will hear our side on the matter. But I'm really hoping it won't be a long drawn issue.
Pertaining ba yun sa Justice Committee hearing? Yung sinasabi?
I think pati yung Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, kung naalala nyo ng 2024, and then yung Committee on Justice, kung di ako nagkakamali. Mga records. Hindi, yung clarificatory hearings noong, at least that's how they called it, no? I don't want to call it that because we have our own position. But yung mga hearings na lang ng Committee on Justice, yung pinanggalingan basically nitong impeachment na ito, and yung Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability headed by Chairperson, the Honorable Joel Chua, no? So, yung time na ito.
Sir, kahapon, sabi ng mga observers, nakapuntos ang prosecution dun sa initial testimony ng COA officer. But now, can you say na kayo po yung nakapuntos?
Hindi, ayoko magsabi ng ganyan, ma'am. Hayaan na lang natin yung tao. Kilala niyo ako from the very beginning. Hindi ako nagka-count ng points kasi ang importante at the end of the day is anong desisyon ng impeachment court. So, sa atin, it's self-serving na makasabing nakapuntos ako. 'Di ba? Lalo na ako yung nag-cross.
Attorney, nabanggit ni Congressman Terry Ridon na dapat tingnan na yung ginagastos ni BP dahil 91 days siya sa ibang bansa, 625, around 8 million daw yung ginastos niya. Saan daw niya kinukuha ng pondo para doon po? Well,
hindi na kasi po ako yung OVP spokesperson, so hindi lang ako makakomment doon. But I'm sure ma-justify naman ng ating Vice Presidente yan at mapapakita na wala namang mali sa ginagawa niya, knowing the Vice President. No? So, pasensya na kayo. Ako naman po ay hindi muna sasagot dyan dahil it's beyond my scope na rin po.
Last three po.
Sir, the witness earlier mentioned that he met with you and Attorney Lopez.
Yes. I actually don't remember that, to be honest, but I do remember that meeting. That really happened, no? I was trying to get OVP to tell me what happened then kasi nasabihan lang ako to attend that meeting. I did not initiate that meeting. Nasabihan lang ako when I was still in DepEd. So I think it was COA who called for that meeting, but I'm not sure. That's why I was trying to get verification from the OVP kung sino ba yung nagpatawag nung meeting na yon. I was there, but I was more of a bystander kasi hindi naman napag-usapan yung DepEd at that time. It was really more of OVP, and it was really more on whatever I said there was really trying to clarify lang what was on the JC, because as I've mentioned previously, I was never really involved in the confidential funds issue. So I was just there being the chief of staff of DepEd at that time. So napag-usapan lang yung mga ano ba talagang interpretation, ano ba yung mga supporting documents na kailangan ng COA to satisfy them. At yun lang naman yung nangyari sa meeting na yun, no? And about that audit query, I think the intention was na kung mayroong clarification, baka pwedeng audit query muna, parang ganun. And then if we're not able to justify, then go ahead and issue. But nasabihan din naman talaga kami noon na I don't think, ang audit query kasi sa private sector, it's done Pero pag, hindi ko alam noon na pagdating pala sa government, they don't do that. So they just told us we can't do that.
Follow up lang din, sir. The witness earlier did mention that VP Sara was almost asking for an exemption by asking.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. That was not on the table. You cannot ask for exemption. That's the point. That's why I was saying he was very unresponsive with the question, because you cannot ask exemption. And I don't think any government official would ask for exemption from COA, diba? And I don't think COA would allow that.
Okay po,
Attorney, earlier today, in an interview, sinabi po ni Attorney Lorna Capunan na ipapasabina sila Mary Grace Piato.
Mm-mm.
So would you agree with that?
Well, it's their prerogative. So, ang trabaho lang naman po natin, ang parati ko naman sinasabi, nasa listahan naman nila sa pre-trial brief nila. Kung ipasapina po nila si Mary Grace Piatos, I don't know her personally. So, pag dumating siya dyan, mag-testify, katulad ng ginawa natin today, magka-cross-examine lang tayo. But there's nothing wrong with what Attorney Capunan said. They have full prerogative as to who they call as witnesses.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat
Okay?
po.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Cut na po live.